A memo that Steve Harvey wrote when he was previously working in Chicago has been leaked by a member of his staff.
My lawyer called me and said, hey man, we got a problem. You haven't paid taxes in 7 years. So he said, man, that's tax evasion. You can go to prison.
For 7 years?
For 7 years.
How much money did that?
I ended up owing $22 million.
Wow.
$22 million with the penalty.
Steve Harvey appears to have gotten himself into a difficult issue with the law, despite the fact that he spent the most of his time on screen instructing viewers on how to negotiate the difficulties of life. I am aware of your thoughts. This man has appeared on television numerous times, and virtually every aspect of his life is documented online. But according to the news that is coming in, it appears that Steve Harvey buried many hazy facts about his life. There are rumors that there may be trouble in the paradise of the relationship coach, in addition to the possibility that he may have been apprehended by the authorities. It almost seems as though Steve's circumstances have become worse over time. We've just been too preoccupied with celebrating his achievement to notice it. Now that we hear about Steve, those times appear to have come to an abrupt end because he sounds utterly broke. Remain tuned.
You're busy. I hear you, brother, okay? Having said that, that doesn't give you license to be such a to people you work with.
One could easily claim that Steve Harvey is among a very small group of individuals who appear to have discovered the key to the ideal life. I mean, ordinary. All we ever see this person do is offer advice and take trips to far-flung locales. However, it appears that all might have been a fade. Don't get me wrong. The man is one of the world's most successful people and has consistently increased his net worth over the years. But it appears that Steve was busy getting his hands filthy while we weren't looking. He's finally being shown for the deception he's been living now that today of reckoning.
I just want to note that this kind of behavior is applauded in this industry.
The first clue is that Steve might have organized a fundraising event in order to add to his already abundant bank account. Initially seems a little odd because this man is a multi-millionaire, but in reality he wasn't born with that position, and it seems he had to perform some shady plays to get there. According to reports, Steve Harvey was once sued by a former worker who claimed the Family Feud presenter had taken advantage of him and failed to pay him for millions of dollars he claimed to have raised for Harvey's charity. Todd Frank, Harvey's agent, disputes the accusations. Frank commented to TMZ that the allegations made by former worker Vincent Dimmock sound fake. According to TMZ, Dimmock said that Harvey recruited him back in April to assist in raising $20 million for the Steve and Marjorie Foundation, as well as other endeavors. Dimmock filed a lawsuit for charity fraud. Dimmock claimed he was promised 12.5% of all the money he brought in as payment for his labor. In the lawsuit, which TMZ was able to get, Dimmock claimed that although Harvey reportedly declined to pay the employee commission, he had upheld his half of the contract and provided $1 million via his renowned connections, along with allegedly refusing to pay him straight after doing the job. Harvey allegedly had no intention of paying him at all, according to Dimmock. Additionally, Dimmock claims to have learned Harvey's feelings for some of his fellow industry colleagues while working with Harvey. The TV star allegedly accused Tyler Perry, a film producer and actor, and Oprah Winfrey for giving him poor financial advice during an investor meeting with Harvey in May. Additionally, he apparently held Barack Obama accountable for Harvey's unfortunate encounter with Donald Trump. Along with the company's financial issues, Dimmock claimed Harvey thought that the company's deteriorating situation was also due to poor PR decisions.
You were a nice guy, then people wouldn't send this out.
However, Frank has a quite different perspective about his long-term client than Dimmock has of Harvey. Frank claimed that Steve is the world's most devoted person. In 21 years, I've never had a commission from Steve Harvey refunded to me. The allegations that Steve appeared to be connected to the fraud case were shocking given the comedian's history of involvement in numerous charitable causes over the years. From the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation, whose goal was to support underserved regions and communities, to the United Negro College Fund, which gives these children in the neighborhood the chance to pursue high-quality education without incurring debt. It's difficult to see how Steve Harvey might have been involved in schemes to divert funds intended for his charitable organization, given how much money goes into maintaining and operating these non-profit organizations. However, when you consider the long list of legal troubles the comedian has encountered over the years, it is much simpler to imagine that possibility It all begins with his ex-wife's $60 million lawsuit alleging that he was torturing her while they were together.
His wife put him on blast. Apparently, he was having an affair while they were married, and this is his ex-wife, Mary Harvey.
According to a news, Mary Harvey sued the 65-year-old for, among other things, sole M** order, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and conspiracy against right. Harvey's lawyer, Brandon R. Williams, said in a statement to Entertainment Tonight at the time the lawsuit was filed. Mr. Harvey vehemently denies any allegations set forth in the lawsuit. The complaint is meritless, frivolous, and the allegations are completely false. We will vigorously defend counterclaim against the complaint, however, as they would subsequently learn that was only the first of several allegations he would encounter. A month or so after Steve's ex-wife made the claim, a slightly unrelated case was delivered to his home. A fitness model and single mother who appeared on an episode of the Steve Harvey claimed that he and his producers forced her to dress less conservatively than she preferred and subjected her to offensive audience comments while the episode was being taped. The episode, which aired in April 2016, was the subject of her allegations.
Says that to a colleague, to someone you work with. Like the hubris of that, like I am important and you are nothing.
According to TMZ, Collier also alleged that her images had been changed so that she would appear more sexual on the show. She complained that despite arriving for filming wearing a pencil skirt and a full coverage shirt, the show's producers forced her to change before the cameras started rolling into a form-fitting skirt and a halter top. Once more, given where we are in this story, Steve doesn't exactly look good in this situation. But to wrap it all up, there's also the issue that his wife has been criticized on social media for being involved due to Steve's wealth, and after looking at her background, it appears that they may have a point. You see, the fashion designer had previously been married twice before she became Marjorie Harvey. Every day, people get divorced. This story's lesson is not that. Here, the focus is primarily on the spouses she had.
Who the put Steve Harvey as the representative for all things black? Steve Harvey is on his third marriage.
Marjorie's third spouse is named Steve. Jim Townsend, a former drug lord under investigation by various law enforcement agencies, was her first husband. Early in the 1990s, the former couple was married, but they divorced less than 5 years later when he was arrested. Townsend was detained by police after attempting to purchase 40 kilograms of cocaine, and a judge gave him a life term in prison. After receiving a pardon from President Barack Obama in January 2017, Townsend was allowed to leave prison. In addition to Townsend, the FBI and DEA looked into Marjorie because they thought she was also involved in criminal activity. They even warned Townsend that if Marjorie refused to participate, they would arrest her. Marjorie was never accused of a crime by the authorities. Additionally, it was said that Marjorie and Townsend remained friends up to her marriage to Steve in June 2007. Townsend authored 2/3 of the memoir he published after being released from prison while he was inside. He discussed his illicit behavior there as well as his connection with Marjorie, including how she was allegedly complicit in his misdeed. Did I forget to mention that her second husband was also arrested by the police for drug-related offenses? Oops, 2 seems more like a choice than 1. Yet 1 may be an accident. 2 things about this woman are revealed if she chooses to live with reputed criminals. She would probably do anything to maintain her opulent lifestyle, even if it meant hanging out with a drug dealer. To start, the second is that she doesn't hesitate to commit drug-related crimes, so how much more will she do when it comes to white-collar crimes like stealing charity money? Let's just say that the public is beginning to believe that Marjorie is to blame for Steve's life spiraling out of control. One person who seemed to have a lot of facts on the case wrote, "Not TikTokers exposing Marjorie Harvey. She married a kingpin back in the day. He got caught and served time, and then she married another heroin kingpin, and get this, it was the cousin to her first husband. They both served time, and she went on to marry Steve." Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to subscribe our channel for more celeb videos. Don't forget to like and comment. Also share it with friends and family.